For more than a century, America's biggest protests gathered outside the White House. Donald Trump wants to put them behind a fence. The barriers arrived as a temporary security measure, but are staying to fence the American dissent. The battle is no longer just over a park. It's over how close Americans are allowed to stand to power, or stand up to it. The park across from the White House has hosted suffragists, civil rights marchers, and anti-war demonstrators for over a century. Now the Trump administration wants to wall much of it in for good. A 79-page proposal submitted to the Commission of Fine Arts calls for permanent 8 to 9-foot fencing around Lafayette Square, replacing the temporary barriers that have surrounded the park since January 2026. The plan envisions gates that could close during what officials describe only as heightened conditions, though the proposal offers no detail on what that means or what the closed gates would look like. The Commission met on July 16th and spent roughly an hour on the proposal, hearing security concerns from law enforcement before declining to take a vote, and the members appeared sympathetic to the concept.
The proposal here is not to close the park, but to enclose the park. This is definitely the President's park, but also the People's Park, and it's to be made open but also closable so that it can be made safe.
The Commission's chairman said the panel had received more than 100 written comments ahead of the meeting. Nearly all opposed the fencing, with most citing the square's long history as a stage for First Amendment activity. That history stretches back to 1917, when suffragists staged the first White House picket outside its gates. It runs through anti-lynching demonstrations in the 1940s, mass anti-Vietnam War protests in 1967, and the Black Lives Matter gatherings of 2020, when police used tear gas to clear the park days before President Trump walked through it for a photo outside a nearby church. For regulars like Marty Pearl, who says he has brought his protest sign to the square roughly 1,200 times over 8 years, the permanence of the plan marks a turning point.
What this fencing represents to me is the worst of what the new attitude toward politics represents. That is imperialism, fascism, dictatorship, because what dictators do is isolate themselves from the people they rule.
Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton introduced legislation last week seeking to block permanent fencing outright, though the bill faces long odds in a Republican-controlled House. For now, the fence stays temporary, and the debate does not. Whether Lafayette Square remains what its defenders call the People's Park, or becomes something more closely guarded, is a question the administration has yet to answer in full.
לסעיף 1. בבקשה, הצבעה. חבר הכנסת יוראי להב הרצנו, קריאה ראשונה. חבר הכנסת דוידסון, קריאה ראשונה. בושה, 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 בושה. בעד 24, מתנגדים 60. בושה, 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 בושה. בהחלט בושה. בושה גדולה. מירב בן ארי, את רוצה לומר את... בבקשה, בבקשה, חברי הכנסת, חברת הכנסת מירב בן ארי. טוב, חבר הכנסת, אנחנו נעבור. חברי הכנסת, נעבור להסתייגות להצבעה, ההסתייגות הראשונה, לפי סעיף 1. בבקשה, הצבעה. מי בעד ההסתייגות? בעד 17, מתנגדים 56, אין נמנעים. הסתייגות 2 לסעיף 1. בבקשה, הצבעה. חבר הכנסת יוראי להב הרצנו, קריאה ראשונה. חבר הכנסת דוידסון, קריאה ראשונה. בעד 24, מתנגדים 60. בעד 27, מתנגדים. חברי הכנסת, בושה, בהחלט בושה, בושה גדולה.